Well, it is getting close to blizzard conditions. An hour ago it was in the 40s. Now it's 26, 27 degrees. The wind is blowing and it's snowing. I got the pigs taken care of. Boy pigs at the house, girl pigs over here. And I got hay in the car for the sheep. And I'm gonna head over there and make sure the sheep have water and hay and check on the cows. I think Cory might have fed them and watered them this morning before he left, but I gotta check. So here we go. And now we are headed out, leaving the pigs in their hut and headed over to Cory's place to check on his sheep and my sheep and the cows. Looks like the plow just went by, so that is very good news. Here we go. Yeah, the plow just went by. Cowabunga, baby. Alright, now we're on a side road. This is a dirt road called Dutton Road. Not been plowed. It's only been snowing for an hour. You have to understand this, people. This is only an hour. It's 2:25. It started snowing. It was raining at literally 12:59, and at 1 o'clock, boom, it started snowing. Last week's storm. There always seems to be a time of year when you just get a storm every week. We had quite a storm last week, and now it's again, boom. Guess it must be winter. All right, I'm gonna give you a taste of this storm. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be loud. I'm gonna stop messing around and get to work. Bye. The little river is at flood stage again. Back all the way. Oh, the camera's not doing it justice yet. About the river. It's all just going down. I gotta put the camera away. I want to capture this, but I'm busy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I went back to the wind. I feel bad for the girls and the boys, the sheep out here. Whew. Oh wow. is at my back. They are huddled. Merry Christmas. Every morning I open on the door just to see what's going on out here. And for the third day, it's snowing and blowing. So, pretty extreme stuff. But life goes on. The off-season greenhouse. Hopefully we will be starting up winter greens soon if I can carve out some time and motivation. And it's in the teens outside, but it's 40 degrees in here with just a vent or two from the garage, and I'm heating the garage with wood. And the idea is that once the solstice happens and the days start getting longer, we can actually grow Swiss chard and watercress and spinach and other cool season kinds of greens out here. So anyway, third day of this. The third day of this. So Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Day 2022. And it's time for the Sunday message. And what happens every time I come to this, it's like I think about it all week. And I think about different themes and the different things I'm working on, and then the different weather and the different stuff that I have to do. And then Sunday morning, I have my coffee. And I sit and kind of contemplate, like, okay, what's this about? What's this about? And I often don't know until I turn on the camera. In the ancient world, there are tons and tons of stories and myths about human beings who had some kind of special powers. Human beings who arose from a place of average to a place of leadership, courage, power. And in the ancient times, it was always said, oh, his father was a god, right? Or his mother was a goddess. And that's why he has these superpowers. People like Alexander the Great, the Caesars, they're all made into gods. So it kind of made sense that God could impregnate a virgin, born of a virgin, and that angels would come and announce this. And I always, as a child, I was grabbed by the shepherds. Being a shepherd in kindergarten, my Sunday school teacher, Dory Jones, said, you know, does anybody know what a shepherd is? And I'm like, I'm a shepherd. And here I actually am finally. But the shepherds were out with their flocks at night. They were guarding their flocks. They didn't have electric fencing, right? They didn't have fences. Animals were herded, and they had, and young boys, children would herd the animals. My dad told a story to my farming collaborator, Cory, when he came over for dinner this week. He told his story of how he was 5 years old and his family assigned him the job of moving the cattle to a better pasture.
The pasture wasn't good where they were in the morning, and they wanted to move them to a better pasture in the afternoon. But the fences weren't very good, and they were too busy to fix them, so they set me out there with the cows. So, and my grandfather used to have trained sulky horses, and he had a half-mile racetrack. That's the field where they wanted them. And so I took them up there, and I think I promptly took a nap. And when I woke up, it was getting dark. And I said, oh my gosh, I gotta get those cows down to the barn so they can be milked. I took them down. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We were experiencing a total eclipse of the sun.
Gosh.
And when I told that to one of my young college friends, she whipped out her cell phone, looked it up, and it was turned out to be the 31st of August, 1932.
Wow.
And I was just 1 month older than 5 years old.
Wow.
And I tell that because that was the kind of thing that was expected of a kid, you know?
Yeah.
And also I tell it to remind people that if that happened in this day and age, the authorities would probably take your kids away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though that's exactly the type of thing that kids could, would have benefited from as adults by overcoming those challenges and doing something difficult like that at a very early age sets it to be part of your personality.
Kind of thing that the Amish kids do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they would send shepherd boys. David in the Bible was a shepherd boy, right? He had a sling and he had a crook, and he was out with the sheep, out in the weather, out in the wilds. And it always grabbed me that the angel Gabriel came to the shepherds and said, unto you a child is born. And there was a star. There was a star that shone, and that was a sign of hopeful things to come. Oh boy. So Merry Christmas. This story every year gets retold and has been retold for 2,000 years now. And perhaps it was an old story at the time when the historical Jesus actually lived. But what it means is, again, particularly in the northern hemisphere, it means the light is returning. God, the sun, was originally the worshipped God. Like we would worship the sun. And here we have the pun in English of the sun and the Son of God, right? It all comes together. But what it is a time that has been sacred for tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years in human history. The time when the sun begins to move back towards the summer solstice. This back and forth, this moving, this seasonal thing that we go through that tells us, oh, okay, it seems like the light is going to disappear, but it comes back. It seems like it's dark before the dawn. It seems like the storm is going to go on forever, but things change. This too shall pass. The weather changes. The season changes. The administration changes. The world changes. And yet here we are in these bodies. We are spirits in bodies trying to make sense of it, trying to figure out who we are, what is our role, how do we fit in, what are we here to do. And so in these quiet times in winter, particularly when the weather is fierce, it's time to reflect. What have we done this year? Where have we come? How far have we come? And what is coming next? Where do we want to be? Where do we want to go? Who do we want to become this year? So folks, that is my Sunday message. It's just questions. It's reflection. It's taking a moment to stop and look at your life and question, is this what I'm supposed to be doing with the remaining time I have here on this planet? We don't know how long we have. So let's pursue the things that give us life, that charge us up, that inspire us. For me, it's music and farming and spirituality. I don't know what it is for you, but we are spirits in these beautiful bodies, these bodies that are frail, that get old, these bodies that die. Where did we come from? There's something more beyond us. We can make stories up or we can use the stories we've been handed down. But the question is, what if the stories that we collect of our lives, what if that is what we bring back to God when we finally leave these beautiful little bodies? Merry Christmas. May your story be exquisite, full of joy, full of peace, full of wonder, full of delight at the miracle of this world. Snowstorm or not. I hope you travel safe to where you need to go. I hope you stay safe wherever you are. Send out prayers as I'm sending out prayers, holding you in my mind, and you being the best possible you that you can be, and sending it out, out into the world and out into the future as we contemplate 2023 and the gratitude, the gratefulness. Stir that up, expand that, make that big and bright inside yourself, and love yourself as best you can possibly love yourself today, tomorrow, and into the new year. Peace, love, grooviness. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy solstice. Happy New Year. And here's the song. Boom. Amen.
Circle of light on the living room floor, and you're out of the shadows and alive once more. Call the police, call City Hall, call it a dream, call it nothing at all, but coming from the cold, coming from the cold. All your life you've heard the talk, the healer made the lame man walk, the blind can see and the deaf can hear, and now your eyes are filled with tears, coming from the cold, coming from the cold. grass and the trees, speaks to you and sets you free. When your heart knocks on your door, you do not lock it anymore. Come in from the cold. Come in from the cold. Early morning yesterday, someone rolled your stone away. Are you alive? The children play. Welcome to your morning day. Come in from the cold. Come in from the cold. Shadows and cleansed of fear, you now know why you were put here. You have healed your heart and soul. Don't you think the world should know you've come in from the cold? You've come in from the cold. 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 Come in from the cold.
So there you have it. Another Sunday message, the last Sunday message of 2022. And I hope you enjoyed Coming from the Cold. It was one of the songs I recorded the first winter in 2020, the first winter that I was here at my dad's. And it's just continuing to snow. It is continuing and continuing and continuing. The fence is working, but you can see behind me, it's just snowing. So just take a moment and reflect on where you've been this year, where you're going next year. And if you haven't checked out my song Shine that I released this week, please go to Mark Shepard Songs on YouTube and give it a like, leave a comment there. That helps so much. And your like, subscribing, and comments and sharing of all of this helps so much, because I'm just following the call. I'm doing what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. And if it makes a positive difference, I'm glad. but I know it's not for everybody. And so I'm gonna take you out with just a little bit of snow. Enjoy, peace, love, grooviness. Here we go. All right, well, the storm is over. Look at that. It's only 3 days. 3 days. Very symbolic. 3 days, and then we go back into the light. 3 days, and we arise. 3 days, and we transform. 3 little days. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and happy solstice. The sun has returned.